It's time! It's time to plant some tomatoes. Let's do it. The reason why it's time to plant tomatoes is because according to this lunar planting calendar, boom, on, where are we, the 9th of April, we plant tomatoes. And also, it's just like, I need to get planting the tomatoes, so today's as good a day as any, really. So here's the plan. I'm gonna use a potting mixture of 1 part farmyard manure, 1 part, I think it's just like general substrate, potting soil, and lastly, 1 part autochthonous soil, or native soil from the same bed into which the tomato seeds, when they become seedlings, will be transplanted. So 3 part potting mix. Let's see how the tomato seeds get on. Slight change of plans. The chickens have gotten out. Come on, chicks. How did they get out this time? I have no idea. These are like Houdini. These are magician chickens. Ah, it's obvious. The cat told me. Hello, missus. Never mind, they are not Houdinis. They are just simple, basic chickens. So I've got a bucket. I'll fill it 1/3 full with each of the 3 media, out of which we'll make 1 nice potting substrate. And here are our little seed pots. These are old milk bottles that I cut with the scissors. First wash them out and then cut with the scissors. And now there's plenty of space for a tomato seedling. I want to get at least 15 plants to come up from this batch. So we'll plant out 20 of these little, I don't know what you call them, seedling containers. Okay, 20 seed pots prepped and ready to go. I forgot to mention that in each of these seed pots there are at least 2 holes punctured in the base so that water can escape. Here are the different varieties of tomatoes we have. Okay, that's in Dutch. I don't know what it means. That's in Dutch, but they look different, so I assume they're different varieties. That is also in Dutch. Actually, many languages but English. Oh no, English tomato, there you go. But it looks different again. And here you go again, tomato, but it looks different. There's the Latin name. Yeah, the Latin names are the same. Confusing. There are 4 varieties, and then there's a 5th variety, special variety here. Maroi tomatoes in a glass jar. This is the real deal. Let's get planting. How are we going to do this? Which ones are we going to plant? If we have 5 varieties, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we divide 20 by 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, that's 4. So we'll put 1 of each of the different varieties, 1 seed, into 4 different seed pots, and that's an even spread of the different varieties we have, and hopefully we get a good germination rate. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to put 3 of each, no, 2 of each seed into 1 pot, and hopefully the germination rate is better than Maroi. Last of the Maroi pots, Maroi and Maroi. Bang! Got to keep track of who's in what pot. I'm gonna write the date. How do I spell Maroi? M-E-R-O-I. M-E-R-O-I. So check it out. Here's the little Marois, and we're gonna mark the seedling seed container with both the date and the variety of tomato. Maroi, the 9th of the 4th, 2024. Let's go. 1. have. Duh. Never mind the Latin name. Look here. There's a common name. Saint Pierre Noir de Crimée. Nice. Let's go for the Saint Pierre's first. Boom. Now, next variety. Oh my god. I'm such an idiot. Wow. Wow. Okay. No need to fret. These two are the final two. This variety is being sacrificed. Until another day, it will be planted. So what happened was, two mules got onto the property here, and I have no idea whose mules they were, but I could hear hooves on the ground outside, and I thought to myself, like, what is that? Because I thought at first the sheep might have escaped, but one, the sheep don't sound like that when they escape. They're hooves on the ground, like, and two, they don't typically come down here to this part of the property. So I was like, what is going on? And the dog was barking like crazy. So I went out and I saw these two mules, big mules, but still young enough because their limbs were gangly, you know. But they just continued on across the property. Now they're on the mountain over the other side. I was a bit crazy. It threw me there. Let's get back to planting, I suppose. Last variety. Now let's really give these a good start to life. Juice them up nicely with water, not with NPK. No, we're growing by regenerative agriculture standards, yeah? Because the whole NPK thing is a big part of the story of why our ecologies, the globe's ecologies, are being degraded nicely. Ecologies being everything from the soil to the air to the water. The whole lot. And one philosophy, but also technique to addressing that global problem is regenerative agriculture. Now that being said, I want to figure out for myself, because I want to be able to derive these conclusions based on my own work, my own intellectual work, but also my own physical work. I want to know if it's possible to feed the population as it currently stands. So that's like 8 odd billion people. I want to know if it's possible to feed 8 or so billion people through regenerative agriculture techniques. I don't see why it's not possible, because, believe it or not, I've heard through the grapevine that regenerative agriculture per meter square of land produces more food, produces a greater yield than does the industrial, modern agricultural model. So, you know, the theory would suggest that it's possible. Is it actually possible though, in the real world, outside of the abstract? Okay, first batch of tomatoes this year. Planted. That is actually the plan now for the foreseeable future, is I'm going to stay here on this plot of land for at least this growing season, yeah, and see what sort of crops we can get, what sort of crop yields we can get by using, you could say, regenerative ag, but also permaculture techniques. And really, for me, my personal goal is to see if this is scalable, to see if the intensity of the labor, to see if the skills can be distributed widely, to see these various different factors, to see if it's possible to scale this whole thing up to the level of feeding the globe. That's the goal. The meals are back. Alright lads, are you friendly? You're flighty, that's for sure. Those guys do not want to know any part of me. They don't want to know nothing about me.